in terms of actual instruction, we're done covering all the material that there is to cover. What I'm trying to figure out is how much more practice do we need and what kind of practice do we need. So here's what we're going to do with this, guys. I'm going to pass this back to you, and I need you to listen right now because I might answer that question. I need you to get out your red pen, and I need you to make corrections. And then after we get through it, and we probably won't finish it today. But when we do finish, I am going to kind of collect it back up again and kind of see where you're at. And the question I need you to ask yourself is, on the back side of this, had this been an actual for real, you're going to count it legitimately right or wrong, accuracy type assessment. How comfortable are you with where you're at right now? Are you satisfied with what you just turned in? Or do you have some other areas that you need to work on? And so I did this. You might say, Mr. Kyle, that's kind of a mean thing for you to do. I'm trying to get your attention on this because I don't think I have it for some of you. But several of you were concerned about it because about 2 or 3 of you came up and say, hey, how's this going to be counted? And so this is counted as a grade in terms of I'm looking at, did you do what I asked you to do? Is it relatively complete? All that good sort of stuff. It's not an accuracy check, but I need you guys, as we are checking this, to do a very solid self-awareness error analysis check. And as we go through each section, if there's something you don't understand, you need to speak up. Because what you just got, guys, is basically a watered-down version of the test you're going to actually take. You're going to have more sentences. You're going to have more verbs. The fill in the blanks will remain about the same. But this is about what you could expect in terms of what I'm gunning for us to do next week on the 10th. What this tells me is how ready are we, how much more work do we need to do, and what do we need to focus on between now and then. So I'm going to pass this back about that. Now, our first word, monstrat, is third person, singular, present tense. Translated as he, she, or it. Shows. You could have also said is showing, does show, and I think point out would also be acceptable on that. Any questions on that one? All right, moving on. Arrebatus is second person, plural, imperfect tense. That is y'all were plowing. You could have also said y'all used to plow or y'all kept on plowing. Any questions on that? All right? And then portable is first person, singular, future tense. And I will or shall carry, or I will be carrying, or I shall be carrying. Any questions on that? Yes, ma'am.
On a regular test, like the second one, instead of you, I put y'all. Instead of y'all, I put you. So how many points would that be all?
Okay, so if you want, here's how you're going to grade it, if you're grading it. Each one of these, and by the way, up at the top, it's not 135 points. This would have been 109 assessment if the paper in front of you would have been an actual assessment. Here's how you're going to grade this. And I like the fact, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to grade yours. So take the deductions where they need to be. For the person number and tense here, that's going to be a point apiece. Okay? So 1, 2, 3 points, right? Okay? And then over here, you have 3 points. 1 point for having the right pronoun, 1 point for having the right word, and 1 point for having the right tense. So no. Raise your hand, please. Yeah, so if you had said you instead of y'all here, but you had were plowing, I would consider that just 1 point. All right? Leah, do you have a question?
Yes. So I did y'all plow because I said it was.
I would consider that 1 point for the tense.
But I also, so 1 point for the.
On your translation. And then if you didn't put imperfect over here, that's another point.
So that was -2.
Yep, that would be -2. Braxton.
I did y'all used to show, so that'd be
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Amy.
I think you put
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about translating because I didn't say you had to. So if you did punctuate or capitalize here, you get a little break. Other questions on that? Or we move to the next one. Okay. In Latin, we use the dative case to show the indirect object. An indirect object is used with a verb that either gives, entrusts, tells, or shows.
Wait, is it okay that I put or in front of shows?
Say what?
Is it okay that I put or in front of shows?
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
I didn't think I was going to get
And I wasn't looking for the actual Latin there, because remember, there's more types of giving verbs than just do. There's more types of entrusting verbs than just mando. There's more types of telling verbs than nero. There's more types of showing verbs than monstro. Yes, sir.
What are they again?
Giving, entrusting, telling, and showing. Gets verbs. You have a gets verb. Yes, ma'am.
Is it alright that I just put like gives, entrusts, tells, shows?
Yeah, if you said gives instead of giving, that's fine. That's fine. All right? Okay. Traditional Latin word order of a Latin sentence is subject noun, indirect object, direct object, verb. And I know I just abbreviated and I told you guys not to abbreviate it, so sorry about that.
Wait,
Yes,
so
I had to put them in order.
then it's wrong. Because I'm asking for traditional word order. So each one that's it, if you have all four but they're in the wrong place, each one that's wrong is 3 points. Yes.
so I put subject and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. If you said subject instead of subject noun, I can live with that. All right. Rihanna.
I count points because I also abbreviated.
Nah, I'm gonna don't. We're gonna worry about that. Okay. Other questions? All right. So. I'm going to misspell sergeant. I always misspell that word. Okay. So, circle indirect objects, underline direct objects. In this sentence, what is the subject? Drill sergeant. What does the drill sergeant do? The drill sergeant yells. Who or what does the drill sergeant yells? He yells instructions. You should have underlined instructions. Who is receiving the instructions? What is the indirect object? Recruits. And if you circle recruits, or if you circle to the recruits, that is fine. If you underlined the thing you should have circled and you circled the thing you should have underlined, it's wrong. You must follow the instructions on this section. Evie. Okay, so you did follow the instructions. So follow the instructions. So in that case, I'm feeling generous. Take off half points for having it correct but not following the instructions. So that's going to be a -4 for that section. Okay, yeah, Leah?
I was reading things earlier, but on the first on the chart, the last one is for a vote, and at first person singular future. Could you say I shall?
Yes, and I said that. All right. Other questions on that sentence? Yeah, Andy.
I know.
So that's going to be wrong. Okay. And so what happens is if you if you circled the right thing but you underlined the wrong thing, so that's going to be -2. Does that make sense? Okay. I misunderstood your question. I'm sorry. So let me clarify just to make sure. You circled the right thing, you underlined the wrong word, so you got half of it right. So that's why you would get half the points. Okay? Added side bonus to this, you get to see what fun it is to grade a Latin test. And the kinds of questions that I have to go through every time I'm looking at your papers. All right. Second sentence. Princess. There we go. Okay, so again, we're going to go through the same analysis. What is the subject? Lumberjack. What does the lumberjack do? He brings. What is he bringing? The wood. That's your indirect or your direct object. Who's receiving the wood? Princess.
I did that. I just underlined the word.
Yeah, that's fine. If you didn't underline the, that's okay. Yes, ma'am.
So is bring a form of giving?
In this case, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait, mine is how many if you got to mix up?
So you underlined the thing you should have circled and circled the thing you should have underlined? That's 4. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. Yes?
So if I put princess as the date of a reference, would that be 4 points off?
Did you circle it? Or,
No, I just put date of a reference.
okay, but did you underline the wood? Then I would say -2 there. Okay? Now, Spears, the follow-up question to that is, did you circle and underline the wrong things because you fundamentally didn't know what an indirect object and a direct object was? Or did you do the wrong things because you didn't follow the instructions? Because traditionally, when I have given this test, or in the past, the area that students follow is they know what an indirect object is. They know what a direct object is. They just didn't follow the instructions. They circled that which they should have underlined and underlined that which they should have circled.
I know what it is. It's just
You didn't follow the instructions.
yeah.
So that
I just got the.
that's something to keep in mind moving forward. Okay? Other questions? Okay. This tomorrow is your classwork. If you don't have it tomorrow, you're not prepared for class. So make sure you bring this with you to class tomorrow. We will finish going over it then. Until then, dear ones, walete discipulate discipulate.